In 2017, I did a video where I highlighted my top 5 favorite Christian YouTube channels at the time, but since then, my list has evolved. And in this video, I want to share with you my top 10 favorite Christian YouTube channels right now, and I want to encourage you to subscribe to all of them. Now, as a disclaimer, by no means am I saying that I agree with every single thing that is on these channels. However, I will say that for the majority of everything that I've heard, there is very little, if any, that I disagree, which is the reason why I feel comfortable encouraging you all to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Now, there is some overlap with all of these channels, but each one of them is slightly different in their own unique way. And I want to encourage you to stick around to the end of this video because I have a bonus channel that more than likely you are probably not familiar with and not subscribed to, but you need to subscribe, and you're gonna see why after this video. Okay, let's jump in. These are in no particular order at all, and so because ladies are first, I'm gonna start off with number 1, my good friend, Melissa Doherty. Now, Melissa is just one of those people that's just super talented, super creative, and on her channel, you'll see all sorts of different types of videos, ranging from satire or skits, wherever she acts out different characters, or you'll see art, Christian art. You'll also see her answering biblical questions from an apologetic perspective. You'll also see her do some interviews as well. So super great channel. If you're not familiar with her, go and check her out after watching this video. Number 2 is my good friend John McCrae over at What Do You Meme? Now, he's been on my channel as well, so you're probably familiar with him, but basically, if you are looking for a biblical worldview on what's going on in pop culture or the current events of the day, or if something just happened in this world and you're like, man, how should I really process that from a Christian perspective? More than likely, John McCrae has already come out with a video on it, and he's going to give you a solid worldview on how to process that from a Christian perspective. But on top of that, he also does other videos where he refutes atheism and some of the most popular questions that atheists will ask, as well as just basic Bible teaching as well. So go check out John McCrae at What Do You Meme? Number 3 is another friend of mine, Mike Winger. More than likely, you are probably familiar with him, but the reason why I love Mike's channel is basically his whole focus is to help you think biblically about everything. So whether it's a current event, whether it is some sort of apologetic issue, or whether it is just straight Bible teaching, or questions that are coming up, or something on the news that's kind of weird going on in this world, you can depend on Mike Winger helping you process it and think biblically about what is going on in the world. Now, Mike and I have some very, very similar content and similar styles. However, a lot of his videos are a lot longer than mine because he connects with his audience really well doing live streams. So if you're looking for long form content, then Mike Winger is your guy. I want to encourage you to go and check out his channel and subscribe. Number 4 is Cross-Examined, which is hosted by Dr. Frank Turek. So if you have ever really struggled to defend your faith and you have people around you, whether they're atheists or skeptics or unbelievers or people from other faiths or even some strange denominations or cults, and you're really struggling to answer some of the most difficult questions that people ask about the Bible, about faith, about Christianity, then Dr. Frank Turek over at Cross-Examined is your guy. This is one of my go-to channels that I go to so that I can understand how to communicate the truth in a way that unbelievers will get it, and to get some solid answers to some very difficult questions that people are asking. So essentially what Dr. Turek does is he goes to college campuses and he basically sets up these forums where people can ask him questions and come to the microphone, and he provides a Christian worldview. So if you're looking to get answers to difficult questions about the faith, go check out Cross-Examined. Number 5, we have another lady on our list, Alisa Childers, who was one of the lead singers to a Christian female group called Zoe Girl. Not that that matters, but you might find it interesting. But anyway, Alisa has really carved out a wonderful niche for herself on YouTube, and she is slowly becoming one of the leading female apologists on the YouTube platform. She really has done some phenomenal work in combating this progressive Christianity movement that seeks to discredit and undermine the validity of the Bible, as well as compromising on issues such as abortion and same-sex marriages, and basically watering down the Christian faith. Elisa has done a phenomenal job at interviewing people and answering difficult questions and defending the faith from an evangelical perspective. So if you're not familiar with Elisa, go and check her out and subscribe to her channel. Number 6 up on the list is another friend of mine, Daniel Moritz, over at DLM Christian Lifestyle. Now, Daniel and I have tackled some of the same topics, but we come at them from a slightly different perspective. And so Daniel is super easy to listen to, has a heart for the Lord. I know this brother personally, super humble in terms of his approach to the scriptures, very, very biblical, and his videos have super high quality in terms of the production value. They're gonna keep your attention throughout the entire video with all sorts of B-roll and kinetic typography and whatnot. So if you are not familiar with DLM Christian Lifestyle, I want to encourage you to go check them out. If you enjoy my channel, you're going to love Daniel's channel because they are very similar in nature. Number 7 is the YouTube channel Off the Curb Ministries, hosted by a guy by the name of Joe Kirby. Now, I will say this, he's probably the only person on this list that I actually don't know personally, but hopefully over time that will change. Now, Joe is over from the UK and he's done a phenomenal job on his channel. He's super, very practical, very relevant, and super transparent in terms of his struggles before he was a Christian and during his Christian life, and just super well-spoken and easy to listen to. He's super sincere and also does some street preaching as well. So go check out Off the Curb Ministries. You will not be disappointed. Number 8 is another very good friend of mine, Ruslan KD. And so if you are really looking for a channel that's going to keep you up to date on a lot of the things that are going on in this millennial culture, whether it is Christian hip hop, whether it's different things that are going on in this world that's really applicable to this generation, you want to check out Ruslan's channel because he does all sorts of different topics. He does music reviews. He's great at connecting with his audience. He does live streams. He has videos coming out almost 3 or 4 times a day. So you'll always have new and fresh content to consume. I encourage you to go and check out Ruslan's channel. Number 9 is a channel that hopefully you're familiar with, but you may not be, AOC Network. And this is hosted by another friend of mine named Jaron Lewis. And on this channel, this is a slightly different one than the other ones, but essentially what you're gonna see is not only a lot of prophecy and end time events where he and I share a common passion for, but also some phenomenally well done documentaries about the Christian faith. And so if you're really into like Christian movies and documentaries, then I want to encourage you to go over and check out AOC Network. Super biblically sound, defending the faith from an evangelical perspective. And number 10, but don't forget we have a bonus one coming up, is Got Questions, hosted by Nelson Martinez and also another guy who also hosts it as well. So this is one of my go-to channels if I am just trying to understand, or I have a basic question about the Bible that maybe I'm trying to get a different perspective on, then I will go to not only their website, gotquestions.org, but I'll also go over to their YouTube channel as well. Very short and simple answers to difficult questions as it relates to theology and some of the most frequently asked questions that people ask as it relates to the Christian faith. Now, once again, they have 2 different hosts. Nelson does more of talking head videos similar to mine, but there's another host that does it more from an animation perspective. So depending upon your learning style, you're gonna get tremendous value from that channel. I encourage you to check them out. And as a bonus one, a channel that more than likely you are not familiar with, but this channel is on the rise and it is headed for greatness, and it's hosted by my friend Eric Wooten. The name of the channel is Relation Shots. And if you have any questions about relationships, whether you're single or you are married. This channel is going to eventually become your go-to channel because Eric deals with everything from how to connect with your spouse emotionally, should you have opposite sex friendships, what to do when your spouse rejects you sexually, and so many other different questions that people tend to ask, but they don't really know where to go to get answers to the most difficult questions that people are asking as it relates to their relationship. So once again, whether you're single or married, do yourself a favor. It'll be a blessing to you to go over to Relation Shots and subscribe to Eric Wooten's channel. I think it'll be a blessing for you and he'll help get your relationship straightened out. So that's it, my friends. Those are my top 11 Christian YouTube channels. Next year, I may have a different list, who knows, but I highly recommend, if you're looking for some more content to consume, to go and check out these 11 Christian YouTube channels. Subscribe to all of them, support them, because listen, I know all of these guys and it's a fraternity, right? This is a brotherhood, it's a sisterhood. And so we need all of your support. We need you all liking and sharing our videos with your friends and your family and viewing them, so that the more you all do that, the more our videos are spread and they're reaching more people all over the YouTube space and ultimately all over the world. So if you found this video helpful in any way, feel free to share it with a friend. Also, if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you would subscribe. Check out some of the other videos on this channel while you're here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time on The Beat.